rising after the sun. We would be amazing together as one. Oh, there's no turning back for the both of us. No point of denying the truth. Let go of the past and get stronger. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. I know what you're facing, I know what you fear. But soon you'll be ready, your mind will be clear. There's no turning back for the both of us. No point of denying the truth. Let go of the past and get stronger. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in the fire between us. The love in our hearts is causing these flames. The will in our minds will keep them forever. Just believe in the fire between us. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us. Believe in me, believe in love. Believe in the fire between us. 'Cause it will be so heavenly. Just believe in the fire between us.
We've had this conversation and you seem to agree with me. But when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you? sunshine, I've got you now. My body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. My body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. Friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody, oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody, oh, oh. I've got sunshine, I've got you now. My body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. My body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. My friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody, oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody, oh, oh.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Hope you're having a good night. Y'all, it's dark out already. So this might not have been the best thing to do. But yeah. So I feel like I got a pretty good show for you guys tonight. But we will see. I'm having some internet issues out here on the back porch, so I might have to add another Google Wi-Fi Nest hub over here. But anyway, so we are tonight's all about tracking. As you can see, I received the link from Insta360 in the mail. So that's what we're going to be recording on. I'm not going to do much moving around, but there's some really cool features. So let's say I wanted to zoom in. it doesn't do anything. Oh, wait, maybe. Well, that didn't work at all, did it? All right, we're tracking. Zoom in ain't working. Well, anyway, back to the drawing board. Am I still tracking? I'm not even tracking anymore. All right, am I tracking? All right, I'm tracking now. See if we can zoom in. Maybe we'll try this hand. There. Zoomed in, Sean. That's pretty cool. And then if I want to zoom back out, push y'all back out. How did I do that before? Well, crap, I don't want to be zoomed in. Let's try this hand. Well, dang it, that's not working either. Well, crap. Zoom back out. All right. Well, my big old face. I feel like it worked great earlier. Why? Maybe because it's dark. Let's do this. I don't know what's happening. Let's just try this. Can we go back to default? All right, so that's stop tracking. Start tracking again. And maybe y'all gotta love live streaming. Crap. Oh. It did something. Come on. Get started. So far, Link sucks in the dark. There. We're going to stay there. Are we tracking? We're not tracking, so we're just going to stay right there. I feel like the image quality looks great. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to go ahead and turn. Well, I need to pop this out. We're going to pop you there. Put you there. And do that. All right, I think we're good. All right. So what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about the DJI Neo. Just got it in the mail yesterday. Took it out. I've already shown you guys. I've already uploaded the first kind of direction lock video. And it's kind of neat to just watch it. Move around. We had a hurricane last week. Not in Tennessee, but we did in the eastern part of Tennessee and western North Carolina had some horrible devastation. And so we are still kind of rainy and windy. The sun actually came out today. So maybe the storm is over, but yeah, so the not the best week to get the Neo in the mail. It was very windy. But got a pretty cool little video of direction lock out of it. And I'm going to show you guys, hopefully if the internet works, I want to show you guys some video that I filmed with it today. I was able to, first thing in the morning, I showed my daughter while we were waiting for her bus. She got to play with The direction lock is still my favorite thing because I've had Osmos in the past or Osbots that I think the only time that tracking is good if it's in front of you. We watch a lot of tracking videos of like just people's butts. And honestly, I don't have a good butt. I really don't. My wife thinks I do, but I don't think I do. And I definitely don't want to put my butt all over my YouTube channel. So one of my favorite things that I ever bought, and I never used it, was the Obsbot Turtle. And the Obsbot Turtle was a little rover, like a little remote control car type thing. But it was controlled by the Obsbot tail that I put on top of it. And so I would just walk around and this little car would just follow me around. And I was like, this thing is awesome. This is the future. But when I went back to watch the video, like it was literally just my butt the whole time. And this bug, I'm going to get ate up by mosquitoes. But like, it was just this little rover that was kind of looking up my butt. So anyway, there's that. I'm going to be glowing all night. This is kind of weird. I wonder what it would do if I turn the light down a little bit. That way I'm still lit. I feel like that still looks pretty good. So we're just going to have a light. And I'm going to just like the side of me. What if I just lit underneath me? No, I'm going to put the light right there. And I think we'll be good. So anyway, I love the idea of tracking, but I feel like tracking has to be done well for it to work. Brent was with me at Minefield, and there was this awesome man-powered drone, and we were all had our cameras ready, and I had the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 like already like tracking the vehicle, and then as soon as it lifted up, the tracking just crapped out, and so the drone just flew up in the air, and nothing worked. So sometimes tracking is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I feel like in the future we're not even going to have to worry about the tracking. It's just going to work. But when you have to spend your whole time worrying about the tracking, then it's not the best. I think the best tracking that I've had on a drone, there's a couple things. There was a spotlight type mode. I think it was called a cameraman on the Paradinafi. And it was the first time I remember really tracking really working for me. And I could put my drone and it would just look at me. And I think I could tell it to move over there, and it would move over there and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We got the DJI Neo tracked. I was able to fly it with my daughter this morning. Then after she got on the bus, I was able to update the firmware on my I don't know what the remote control is called. I feel like it's the RC-N3 maybe, but it's the one that comes with the DJI Mavic, or sorry, it comes with the DJI Mini 4 Pro with the screen on it. So I have that controller, and I was able to pair it with the Neo, and I flew around my yard. And then later on, I flew around the park, got about almost 200 feet up in the air. High winds were kind of crazy, but the drone still flew pretty good. Flies great in sport mode. But it it's very lightweight, and it's very you're going to have to fly it on a clear day, and I don't really think it's meant to go up in the air. Yeah, I mean, it functioned. I got a good video out of it, but got a lot of warnings popping up on my screen about high winds, can't return to home, um, you know, get down lower so you can return to home. Those kinds of things, those kinds of warnings. So we're going to watch. First, I want to do role play, roll call. And then we're going to watch those videos, and I'm going to kind of commentate through them. And I'm hoping the internet will work so that will work. All right. So first in the house is Eat More Possum, making fun of me. Come here, Neo. No, over here. That's a good boy. Now, who's a good boy? So Eat More Possum first in the house. Then John Carroll was second. What's up, John? Hope you're having a good night. And then Doug Mack is in the house. What's up, Doug? Number 3, cheeseburger. I don't know what that means. Or tacos. I would say I like both of those. I used to grade restaurants on whether they had a good cheeseburger or not. So every time I went to a restaurant for the first time, I would order a cheeseburger. And if they had a good cheeseburger, I would venture out. But sometimes I didn't. The cheeseburger was so good that I didn't want to eat anything else. So yeah, I'm really big on cheeseburgers, but on Sundays after church, we always go to Las Palmas, so it's tacos on Sundays. Not on Tuesdays, but Sundays. Tired tonight. So who else we got in the house? Steven Drone's in the house. Talking about my little puppy. TJ Giggles is in the house. What's up, TJ? I got your stickers. I still have not sent you stickers, and I feel bad every time I see your name. So I've got to get those out. My life has just been blowing up lately. Jack Rabbit's in the house. So Scott, hope you're having a good night. Is Scott or Scotty? Because TJ said Scotty. I'm happy that I got your name, that I said your name as soon as I saw Jack Rabbit. So that's an improvement for this old guy's mind. TJ's clubbing out to my music. Doug says his iPad Pro tracks him. Thinks it's weird, but very cool. Jack Rabbit said scary. It's probably when I was starting this thing out. So it looks like I just got to the part where you guys okay, so Beto 79, welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. So your Amazon still says October 10th. Yeah, so I purchased mine at launch and I just got it. So kind of what the live stream is about, how it's shipping. Like it's shipping, they're just now starting to ship to the very first people that ever bought them, if that makes sense. But for Amazon to have an October 8th, October 10th shipping date right now is really, really good, because I bought it Best Buy launch date. Sorry, the mosquito. I bought it launch day um, from Best Buy, and it still hasn't shipped from Best Buy yet, but it said it'll ship by October 8th because I bought it September 5th or whatever. So anyway, but all that to say, I didn't get a pre-release copy. I bought it legit, and I just got it. And so all of my DJI Neo reviews will start now, with the actual production model. It's not a pre-release. I actually got 2 firmware updates yesterday. So they've already made improvements by the time we got them, or by the time I got it. So I got a mosquito. Hopefully there's just one mosquito. If I get Ed up tonight, I'm going to be out here for another half hour. And, oh, I need to get a citronella candle. Y'all are just going to, we should make tonight's live stream a drinking game. Every time I get bit by a mosquito, y'all need to take a shot. Because they're coming. I wonder if I pointed the light somewhere else. If I did that. I'm still lit, but we'll try that. Yeah, we'll try that. It hit me now. Yeah, it's not even hitting me. We're going to do that. Get the light a little bit farther away from me. Jim's Droning's in the house. What's up, Jim? Hope you're having a good night. Lambo, hope you're having a good night. Welcome to the chat. Jim doesn't want the Ozbot to follow my butt. I don't blame you. There is a video out there of it following my butt. I can't remember if I just put it on Instagram or what. But it's out there. I did not know it was going to get dark as soon as I started my live stream. So I might have to figure something else out. I just like sitting out here in the evenings. I wonder if I should light things up. I feel like if I light things up, the mosquitoes are going to get here even more. So, yeah. So can y'all hear crickets? I'm going to go back and watch this and see what the audio's like. Because I literally took this camera out of the box. I'm thinking about going live tomorrow on my lunch break, or Thursday on my lunch break, and like literally test this camera out with like tracking and stuff. But it's supposed to have a really good microphone on it, so hopefully you guys can hear me really well. Jim's Droning said Bebop had Cameraman. Yeah, so Cameraman started with the Bebop. I feel like it got good around the Parrot Anafi, but yeah. I really miss Parrot drones. I think Parrot, I know they're still making drones, but they're making like $8,000 drones. I would love for Parrot to make another consumer drone, because I would, especially with all this crap with DJI and America and all that stuff. I would like to buy another unique drone, to be honest. DJI killed all the other drone manufacturers, and now we're kind of just stuck with their technology, which is okay. They're good, but I do love some competition. Jim's Droning said the N3 or the RC2. So it may be the RC2. N3 RC2. Maybe that's all the things. All right, I need to catch up to y'all. So Eat More Possum says, kind of regretting buying the Goggles 2 to replace his Goggles version 2. I hate that you have Goggles 2 and Goggles V2. That seems like the same name, but they're different goggles. I hate that they did that. Goggles 2 is facial torture device, and I had to send it back for repair. Boo. Lambo said that my crickets makes you think your brakes are squeaky. Yep, we're out here in nature, y'all. Can y'all hear me over the crickets, though? I feel like y'all can. Nobody's mentioning it. What's up, Bob Casey? Hope you're having a good night, man. Jim flew his on launch day. Whoopity doo. No, I'm really happy for you, man. Welcome, Smirk Station. Hope you're having a good night. These little notifications on my computer are frustrating. Jim's Droning loved his Bebop 2 power. I love the Bebops. Remember the Bebop, did they call it the virtual controller too? I don't know why that. I think that's it. But it was like you'd take like a full size. Oh crap! It's blinking at me. I'm not sure I know what I just did, but it would take like a full size iPad, and then you had controllers out to here, and this huge antenna on the top, just to fly like 300 feet away. And now we've got these tiny little controllers. So Smirk said, on a cell phone with a kid show playing, can't hear the crickets, phone on the ear, hear them. Got it. So Smirk asks the question, what do I fly mostly? If you're asking what kind of drone I fly mostly, as of recent, I fly the Avatas mostly. But since I have a YouTube channel and I do kind of weird things on my YouTube channel, every once in a while I'll get my DJI Inspire 2 out, which right now I haven't used it enough to justify what I traded for it. But like I have a video coming up where I'm planning on taking 3 action cameras and attaching them to the bottom of my Inspire 2 and then flying them around. So my Inspire 2 is really, really great to carry cameras up in the air. But the drones I have the most fun flying is the Avata 2, the Avata, and my Avata Axis flying modded version. I just love flying them. They're so much fun. I like flying FPV, but not like hobby FPV. I don't like fixing things. I don't really like building things. I don't mind building things out of wood, but like when it comes to soldering, like I've got fat fingers and like soldering and wiring things up, I'm not really into. And also, when I'm flying, I like the idea that when I get into a pinch, that I can let go of the sticks and my drone will hover. Um, and maybe that's because I've come from flying camera drones for 8 years. Um, and doing this YouTube channel, I've flown so many camera drones on this YouTube channel that that is kind of where my experience is. And so when I tried to get into the FPV hobby, I felt like I was going backwards because like it was almost like a Windows machine. Like on a Mac, you buy a Mac and it has software on it and it works. Um, so you buy a DJI drone, it just works with the controller you bought it with. Like you get it out and you can fly it. But like building a gaming computer, like I had to get like a motherboard that was compatible with, um, with my graphics card. And then I had to get this other thing. And like, and then I had to cool it. I had to put some fans on it to cool it because it was overheating. And and then I had to get software and I had to get different drivers and I had to get a different BIOS. And like, so I compare FPV drones to building a gaming PC. And I compare like the Avata or the DJI Mavics. That is just like a Mac. Like you get it, you turn it on, and you start computing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I would rather fly the drone in the air than spend hours troubleshooting why my motherboard or my um, why the power isn't going to the third blade, or like those types of things. So I hope that totally makes sense. Oh, we got all kinds of people showing up. So I hope that answers your question too. So I've got lots of camera drones. I've got several DJI Cinewhoop type drones. I've got the DJI FPV. I haven't flown it in a couple years. I've got an Inspire 2. I just sold my Inspire 1. And I've had unique Typhoons in the past with like hexacopters. But I really like a big drone for camera purposes. I like a good lens. And then I also just like flying really fast through holes. So that's kind of, and now I'm trying to like kind of get a marriage between the two. All right. So let's see. Ron Brown's in the house. What's up, Ron? Hope you're having a good night. So Lambo says the crickets are super faint and voice so clear. I thought it was only on my side. Single shocks, open fit earphone over right ear. Also, when played over car audio, cricket was an anomaly. Interesting. Koshat, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. So, Philip, are you new to the Avata 2? I can't remember what you were flying at Minefield, but so just flying the Avata 2 takes some learning coming from GPS Cinematic World. I would say the easiest way. So a lot of people just get the Avata 2 or got the Avatas with the motion controller, the little wanker. I I already had DJI FPV remote with my original DJI FPV. And so actually DJI FPV is the first one that I really enjoyed flying FPV. I tried to get some bind and flies, and I destroyed a battery. I blew up the battery. I chopped off the. I spent so much time just breaking things with my FPV drone. It was not fun for me because every time I break something that I just bought or I lose money on something, it makes me frustrated. And even with my drones now, like when I get a scratch on them, it's a bad day for me. Unlike when we were at Minefield and, you know, Joe would bring out another drone and then it'd fall out of the sky. Like all these things, like I kept hearing drones like hitting the water tower really hard and stuff like that. That gives me so much anxiety. I don't like to waste money. Not saying the FPV hobby is wasting money. I know there's the thrill out there. Just like, and I've got cousins, or my in-laws are all race car drivers. So like every time they race, they spend a lot of money on tires and they wreck the car. And then they spend the next 2 weeks rebuilding the car and then they go race again. So I get that. That's kind of what I would compare it to. But I don't know. That's just not for me. Like if I'm going to spend $400, $800 on a drone, it's not crashing. It's not. Okay. So where was I? I lost my space. Okay. But yeah, do I call you Philip or Phil? Because I'd like to learn the name you want me to call you. So Lambo said, I flew myself right into the side of the State Fair Space Needle the other night. That sucks. Was it FPV? Like, did you like run right into it? That's crazy. These mosquitoes. Take a drink, y'all. So Philip says, I have the Avata 2, and the Mini 4 Pro motion and FPV controllers with Autel Pro 2. Nice. Smirk appreciates me answering the question. I appreciate you asking a question. It's really, so Smirk, I don't know if you've done live streams, but it's really hard to talk about something, also follow the chat, and find questions. Because sometimes like when like Philip showed up, and then the next like 10 things is everybody saying hi to Philip. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, there might be a little question hidden in there. So I try to get them all. So Alien Sasquatch 14 says, that's tiny. I hope the FAA will add an exception to 107 for a drone like the Neo that is so small and safe and fully caged props to allow the autonomous flight modes. Yeah, that would be great. Are you asking like for the FAA to approve it just so that you can, so we can have bigger drones that do that? Or are you asking so that you can make money doing it? Because the Neo itself, you don't have to register. It is literally a toy drone, but it's also super powerful. So, and even though you have an if you have a Part 107, you don't have to always fly as a Part 107. Gosh, that scared me. I don't know if y'all heard that. there's a hackberry tree behind you, and a hedge apple just fell and like hit all the branches coming down. It kind of scared me. Um, if that makes sense. So if you want to fly, you can do whatever you want to with the DJI Neo. Um, just because you have a Part 107 doesn't mean you have to fly under a Part 107 every time. So there's that. So oh my gosh, motorcycle gang just showed up in the neighborhood. So Jim said, what's an auto?" Oh, Lambo says it's going to be a good video. I was a fool. Yeah, the the videos that I get the most hits on are the ones that I drop a camera out of the sky, or butterfly lands on my nose, or it's always those just kind of random accidents that happen. Um, and you just kind of thank the heavens that the camera was rolling when it happened. Oh my gosh! I think his car just blew up. TJ said, drink some hot sauce so we can watch a mosquito explode in real life. Have you ever exploded? So if you have a mosquito on your arm and you flex, you can explode your mosquitoes. We used to do that when I was a kid. It only really happened. Only actually happened one time. But if they are like sucking in a vein, and then you like flex to get like to kind of squirt, like when you flex, your muscles kind of squirt the blood. I think those are kids on dirt bikes. I just think that's so rude in the neighborhood. I don't know about y'all. Maybe I'm getting old, but like they're just driving through. There's like babies sleeping in the neighborhood, and they just think they're so cool with their loud motorcycles. All right. So Lambo said Mini 3 Pro, no side detection. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. I was visually thinking a plane way. So I was visually thinking a plane way in the distance, which strobed, and it was the actual exact height. Drop down. Yeah, that sucks, man. My Mini 3 Pro, I think my first flight video on my channel, um, I think like the training wheels were on it. I mean, I flew it like 2 miles in that direction. And then when I went to fly sideways, it wouldn't let me fly sideways because it doesn't have side detection. I feel like I had to turn that off. Sounds like yours is turned off. So Alien Sasquatch 14 says, currently the wording says you have to be in control at all times. Is that flying Part 107? Just question. Even recreational. So So are you saying that like you can't use any autonomous modes ever? Or is full control like when I put my drone into a waypoint mission, I'm not controlling the drone, but I can pause that mission at any time, or I can take control of the drone at any time. So even though, like, it'd be like going down a river in a canoe, I still have full control even though I'm not doing anything. Does that make sense? So I'm like coasting down the river, and then I use my oar to like turn or something like that. Um, Autonomous flight modes, um, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't be in our drones if we weren't allowed to use them. Like DJI, like, well, I can't even take off the ground when I'm next to an airport, or like they're really strict on no fly zones. They won't allow you to go higher than you're allowed to. Um, they're geofence, like all of those things. I really feel like you can do that. But I do not work for the FAA, and I've never really gotten in trouble for anything that I've done. I always try to do things safely, but yeah, that's an interesting one. Now, even recreation. Okay, I don't want to get into that. Maybe somebody else has a good answer in the chat. What else we got going on? Oh crap. TJ said I'm definitely going to try that one day. I don't know what he's going to try. I forgot what I was talking about. Props off. What's up? Hope you're having a good night. All right, I'm all caught up in the chat. So we're going to talk about this little guy. Now, I want to show you guys how small this is. It is literally two bills of a hat. So if you got a trucker hat, take your bill and double it, and that's how big this little guy is. Like literally the palm of my hand. Okay. It is, or to show some videos of my flights with it so far. Hopefully they'll come across. But I'm going to go ahead and shut this window and shut this window. But I'm afraid I'm going to break it. It feels fragile in my hand. There's a couple things that, like these little things, I feel like those are going to break, but those are really just so your fingers can't go through there when you're catching it. I love being able to just catch it without worrying that I'm going to get, like, my fingers are going to get chopped off or something. This little battery, I feel like this battery is going to break. It is so hard for me to push this little button and release the battery. So I'm worried about that. I've already crashed it. We're going to watch it crash tonight. But it literally just fell on the ground, and I thought I was going to be able to take back off, but I crashed it in the grass, and the grass was like going up through the blades, and so it didn't really take off. But yeah. So the first video I want to show, hopefully this will work. I hope this works. So we're just going to try. All right. And then we're going to put me down here, and I'm going to try to commentate what's going on. So this is a video of me and my daughter. We're waiting for a school bus this morning, and I was showing her little things they can do. So this was like a little droney. So the droney records going out, and then it records coming back in, which I think is kind of weird. And then this is direction lock. So I was showing her how I could walk around, and it would look at me. There's a car coming down the road, and as soon as the car like comes by, the drone like basically beelines into the middle of the street. So we thought the drone was going to get hit. I called little Neo aggressive. Now this is where my daughter gets in front of it to try to take control of the drone, and it didn't work out. So whoever launches the drone from their hand, that's who has control of it. So this is my daughter taking control of it, and she's able to yeah, she's able to control it. Sorry, I just saw a squirrel. All right, so that was that. So TJ asked the question, do you use your phone to fly yours, or do you use the goggles too? So so the first video that I just showed you was literally no controller, no phone, anything. Just push the buttons on the top of the drone. The next two videos that I'm going to show you, I'm flying with the controller that came with my DJI Mavic 4 Pro, the Mini 4 Pro, with the screen on it. So it's the more expensive version of the Mini 4. I always do that with the Minis because I know that controller is going to be able to control the Air 3S, and it's going to be able to control. It also controls my Mavic 3 Classic. So hope that answers the question. So, okay. So I want to show you, let's see. All right. So this is after my daughter got on the bus. And this is sitting on, oh, mosquito. Dang it. So this is, yeah, I just took off on my mom's car, flying through the neighborhood. With the controller, not the FPV controller, but just the controller. It's really choppy on here, but I think that's internet. So you can see me standing there with the controller, big old dump truck driving by. So I really just wanted to do the pairing at home with the internet, but I was planning on getting dressed, going to work, and then getting it in a real flight. This is choppier than it should be. It's really not this choppy in real life. But I think I've got a lot going on here. But yeah, that's super choppy. It's not that choppy. So, But like whenever you're up in the sky, it looks like just every other drone. When you get really close to things, that's when you realize how small the drone really is. When you pass like blades of grass and stuff like that. All right, I'm not going to be out here again without bug spray, y'all. Um, I don't know if y'all can hear the audio or not, but this is me getting a little ballsy, taking it up in the air. I didn't have any issues this morning when I flew it. Um, like there was no like wind issues. Uh, but I think it's cool that when I use um, my RC, my NRC or whatever, N3 RC2, um, that it flies just like a camera drone. And then when I fly it with my FPV, it'll fly like an FPV drone. And so you'll get to see that in a minute. But this is the direction that I hope DJI is going, to build a drone that just does everything, that does it all on its own. RC2, Lambo says. All right, and then this is where I switch it over to sport mode. And so I have an idea of a video coming up of like the tiniest vlogging setup. And so with the Mini 4 Pro and the Neo and the Insta360 Go 3, like being able to fit all of that in a tiny little bag, I think will be pretty cool. But even the Go 5, or sorry, the Osmo Action 5 is pretty. So this is me just flying around, testing it out. And I know a lot of people have been talking about the image quality and how it kind of sucks. But if you go back and watch all of our drone videos, maybe about 3 years ago, they all looked like. So I know if you compare the drone to other drones now, the image quality isn't going to be the best. But for a drone as tiny as it is, and if you compare it to a lot of the FPV drones, like the Caddx cameras, and like think of like the Caddx 4K cameras, it's still a crappy 4K camera, right? Even like the GoPro Session, I would say this is on par with the GoPro Session. I'm just going to say it. But it has a gimbal, and if they give us some manual settings where we can kind of turn off a lot of the harshness of the video, I think it'll be awesome. All right. So that was that video. This is the ballpark that I've been doing kind of my VR videos with at. So I get up to 167 feet with this flight. There were high winds today. So I got some warnings on the screen and I had to bring it down. And so it even told me that it couldn't return to home because the winds were so high. So literally about blew the drone out of the sky. But I was able to safely make it back home. So I thought that was pretty neat. So I really like Lambo's point. So Lambo says For what 80% of the people using drone shots online for, this thing seems adequate. Yeah, and I think like, especially if like you don't even have 4K on your YouTube channel, like a lot of people still make videos in 1080 because 4K videos are so big. If you run a 1080 YouTube channel, drone is more than adequate. And look at these shots. Like when you're, if you're filming the right with the right lighting, you do it with a camera and it still looks awesome. So like this building, the blue sky with the puffy clouds, the nice wet road. Um, there's a lot of great stuff on screen right now, and it was taken with this tiny little drone. And it's flying really smooth. It doesn't have a 3-axis gimbal. I'm just like cropped in and utilizing like digital stabilization. But look at it. Like this is way better than my bebops. We were talking about the Parrot bebops earlier. Like this footage is way better than my bebops. Um, and it might be on the same level as the Parrot Anafi. I haven't looked at the Parrot Anafi videos in a long time. Um, and even like the Mavic One, like the original DJI Mavic, I feel like it looked like this. This video is low light. Ooh, and that might be why it looks good. Like this is, there's clouds everywhere in this video, so the clouds are acting like a. I just went blank. So the sun is diffused through the clouds. Um, trees are starting to change color. Um, so, but I mean, I think this looks really, really good. I like the greens on the windows and the reds. The grass is very like yellowish. Sky's blue. Like it's got some good colors. It really does. Um, Lambo said, "Yep, that's today." So there's a new firmware that improved the camera from the first release. Um, so I did all of my updates to the firmware yesterday. I did do a compatibility firmware update with the goggles, and I wonder if I did a firmware update on the Neo this morning. I don't remember if I did or not. But if they've already improved the image, this image is good to me for what it is. Now, if you put this next to my Mavic 3 Classic or the X5 that's on my Inspire 2, those videos are going to look way better. But for a cell phone sized camera, I think this looks really, really good. I wish they would have put the camera from um, the Avata 2. I would like an Avata 2 version of this drone. That's what I would love. An Avata 2 version of it, I think would be great. But I know they're trying to keep it under a certain weight limit, so that you don't have to register it, so that consumers don't have to get their FAA Part 107 just to fly it, those types of things. But I mean, look how pretty that is. Smirk said, Google Maps photo right there. I appreciate it. Um, So Jim says 1/2 inch sensor. What do you want? Yeah, I think it looks great. I love the browns from the dirt and the mud mixed with the greens, and then the sun peeking through back there. Like it was a pretty day to fly. I kind of wish I had my classic with me, but but yeah. And I feel like you could get this little drone out and fly it just about anywhere. It's really, really tiny. Super loud though. It's really, really like as far as this drone, I only flew maybe 500 feet away from myself. So I was about 126 feet up in the air, and my distance only went maybe I got to 600 feet. I could still see the drone when I looked for it, um, but I could hear it almost the whole time. Um, so I'm waiting for Trinity, man. Um, so Philip, what's up, Philip? Hope you're having a good night. Which one do I choose? The Neo or Mini? Have a bit of experience. I have a bit of experience. Which would I have more fun with? Um, man, if I was going to choose one drone, um, I, the DJI Mini, I wouldn't get the Mini. I would get like I think the Mini 4 Pro is great. I think the Mini 3 Pro is great. I had the Mini, but the Mini was if it was between the Mini and the Neo, I'd definitely get the Neo. I think the Neo has come a long way um, compared to the original Mini. I feel like the camera is about the same as the Mini. It might be the same camera. Um, so I don't know if this is the end of the video. This might be. So right here in the video is right where I got the high wind um, warning, and so I'm almost freaking out at this point because I'm on top of a building. um, so I'm flying around trying to figure out a landing path. There's a lot of trees, um, and so that's why my footage starts getting jerky right here. But I think this kind of slow motion, this kind of slow shot with this music is this music kind of goes with this shot. Not right now because I'm trying to find a path to land. But but yeah, I think this flight worked out great. I was really really impressed that I could get a a tracking drone shot just um, like the X1, the Hover X1. I can also get an FPV shot, and I can get um, this beautiful cinematic um, like camera drone shot. And I almost wish that they would allow me to fly my DJI Avata 2 with this controller. If I could do that, and utilize uh, the autonomous modes that are in the app, I think that would be awesome. I just said awesome at the same time I said awesome on the screen. Um, okay, last video, and then I'm going to call it a night because I'm getting ed up by skeeters. All right. So this is the FPV. The video is only 4 minutes long. I flew a lot longer, but when it crashed, it stopped recording. And then when I took off again, I forgot to hit the record button. I need to, hopefully there's a setting in there that every time I take off, it'll start recording. Because, yeah. but this is flying with the goggles and not with the FPV controller. This is just with the motion controller, hashtag wanker, um, because that's what came up in the app. Um, and I really just wanted to get an FPV flight in today before the live stream. So the other thing is um, it only recorded in 1080. I'm going to switch it up to 1080 60 frames per second. Yeah, my internet's not doing the best, I don't think. So Lance says when the battery runs low, you have the option to land and not return to home. I will say when the battery's low, it'll just give up and land wherever it's at. I had it land a couple times, like battery is low, and then it was just like boom. Another quirk that I think they need to work out is I did a firmware update today the um, to get the goggles to work, like to get this flight to work, and all of a sudden it reverted back to Chinese or Japanese. I always get that confused. I feel like it's Chinese though, but I'm sure it's probably um, anyway. It started like talking in a different language to me. I do think it's cool that it has a speaker in it and it has like a voice assistant in the drone. So when you change modes, it's just an icon. And I think I'm a UX designer, and I think icons are kind of, they leave things up to the information. Like using words, you can be really specific, but if you use an icon, it could mean several different things. So when you switch to modes, it'll tell you what mode. It'll say like rocket, helix, direction lock, and it'll like actually tell you what mode it just switched to. So I think that's pretty cool. I apologize if this footage is really choppy, y'all. I'm actually going to put these videos out this week, but yeah. I feel like when I flew this with the GoPro, or sorry, with the FPV, I feel like it switched to 1080 because it wanted to fly in 60 frames per second, but I'm not sure. So Lambo, I don't know if they'll um, open up the remote PA system. So that's the tree I hit. There it is, y'all. All right. So I'm getting ate up by mosquitoes. I probably have bug bites everywhere. Um, so this might be the last night uh, I live streamed from the patio for a long time, um, which is fitting because I just bought this camera. but um, but yeah, hope you guys like this video. Let me know in the comments or in the chat whether you guys are planning on getting the DJI Neo. Um, I thought about putting a code on here, but I'll just put codes on all of my Neo videos. And so if you want to support the channel, buy the Neo from one of those links, and it'd really help me out. So eat more possum, no Neo for him. Got it. But yeah, it's a fun little drone. I don't know if you can fly it. I know that people have flown it inside. I haven't really played around with that yet, but I do know when I did the first video when I was walking around the parking lot, as soon as I walked into the parking garage and it lost satellites, it just landed. It just kind of gave up and landed. So, which wasn't very good because it landed literally in the middle of the road, like in the middle of the parking garage road. So cars could just drive right. And it was like the color of concrete. So cars could just come by and drive over it. So, yep, Lance says go watch the vice president debate. Honestly, I don't trust ABC as debate as a debate channel. Since the last debate was such a stupid lie. But yeah, I don't want to get into politics. Yep. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos on the DJI Neo. I do like that it's just called the DJI Neo. I don't have to go like Mavic Pro 4. Like, I don't have to use all these. I like how it's simple. But yeah, sorry. It's time for bed, y'all. Have a wonderful night, y'all. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.